Hello, I'm Sandra Bailey Simmons, and I'm running for re-election to the Tangipahoa Parish School Board. I'm committed to serving students, teachers, and our community.
Time and time again, Sandra Bailey Simmons has answered the call for the people of Tangipahoa Parish.
Over the past 25 years or so, I've had the opportunity to work with elected officials at the federal, state, and local level all over America and all over the great state of Louisiana. And I can tell you there are very few people that I've worked with who had the dedication and the genuine heart for service that Miss Sandra does. She serves the children, she serves what's best for the community, and she believes in what made America the greatest nation in history. She's willing to fight for it.
When the ACLU came and tried to keep us from praying at our school board meeting, Sandra led the fight.
And Miss Sandra was the one who stood forward and was willing to fight. I'm so grateful for that. I'm so grateful for her heart.
Even to this day, we can still pray at each and every one of our school board meetings.
I believe parents and children deserve to be heard.
Ms. Sandra really showed us that her position in the school board is more about the children. We called and she answered.
I've devoted my life to education, and I have served on the school board for the last 20 years.
Ms. Simmons has been a long-time educator at Southeastern in the Tangipahoa Parish school system as a teacher and as administrator. And I like everyone to go out and support her. She fights for her schools in her district. She has been fighting to end the DSEG case within the Tangipahoa Parish school system. She has went through two historic floods in 2016, got the kids back in the classroom, and also she's a fighter for our teachers, our administrators, our support personnel. That was proven in 2 years ago when she helped get a half-cent sales tax passed to fund pay raises.
My faith is my guiding light. I'll hold firm to the commitments I've made to the people I serve.
Sandra and I went from school to school putting out signs, "In God We Trust," because Sandra is a believer in God, and she always felt that when you put God first, everything works out just fine. So we traveled from Kentwood, various places, wherever there was a school, this is where we went putting the signs out.
The thing that I love about Sandra Bailey more than anything is that she is a servant leader. When you call on her for something, she jumps right on it. And she's always, for the last 22 years, anytime I've ever needed anything, I would call Miss Sandra. And Miss Sandra always got the job done immediately. And another thing that I love about her is that not only is she hardworking, but she has a big heart for the young people here in Tangipahoa Parish. She loves education, and that's her heart. She wants the children here to be educated, and she does everything in her power to see that happen. And so,
when I think of Sandra Bailey Simmons, I think of three things. The first thing is her experience. Sandra was a classroom teacher. She worked at the university with our undergraduate students, and then she has worked with administration at the school board office. The second thing that I think of is her compassion. I saw her many, many times work with our teacher candidates in encouraging them in the career that they had chosen. The third thing I think of is her enthusiasm. Sandra does everything with her whole heart and all being that she has.
I believe in Sandra Bailey Simmons. She is great for education, and she will continue to fight for our school system.
When I learned that she had been a child who was made fun of and bullied even before it was popular, she had a learning disability, so she was thought to be a dummy, was made fun of for that, had no friends, and then wound up teaching in later years after she struggled to get her education, teaching in the same school where she'd had such a hard start. Then I saw her personal life. I've watched through the years her faith in her God, how steadfast she is in her beliefs. I see that she answers the phone. That's one of her mottos, but she really does. The parents who talk to me tell me she always answers the phone. She's always there for them. So I see a Sandra Bailey Simmons who is really in line to have the best term she's ever had.
Sandra early took on the task of the problem dyslexia. I really still don't know enough about it, but she has worked very hard for children who have special problems with reading, and I admire that effort. She's done really well, has moved many obstacles to make that work better for other people. And many children have benefited from Sandra's expertise. Sandra is a person whom I have always known as a person of integrity. She says what she believes, she lives what she believes, she works hard to support the children, the faculty of our parish, and it seems to me that a person like that is invaluable because her efforts, her successes reach not only the people she serves directly, but they also reach people outside our area. Our nation needs good leaders, and Sandra is an exceptionally good leader. I think that, I don't know the other candidates, but I do know Sandra, and she is absolutely my choice. She will do a great job for this parish.
Face It Ministries is a character club that uses biblical principles on the campus. Sandra Bailey Simmons has played a key influential role in allowing us to be able to communicate with the principals, the students, and the teachers, the staff, and able to get us a facility on each campus that we meet on. We're in 9 school campuses within Tangipahoa Parish, and Sandra Bailey Simmons has helped us to be able to get those rooms, to be able to meet with young people and pour into them and include them in leadership capabilities and allow them to do something great with their life. And so I'm super grateful for Miss Sandra Bailey Simmons.
And I've known Sandra Bailey from the time when her husband was a school board member. And when he passed and she was elected, I got to know her real well. And during my teaching careers, I would always see her around campus. And when there was a need or a student was in need of something, she was right there to give them a helping hand, regardless of what that may be. And most recently, I saw her at the school just before school closed for the last year, or the end of this school year. The students, the teachers and the faculty at Crystal, I think it was Crystal Street Alternative School, they give the students a picnic, and those students they were so elated. And Sandra Bailey was right there in the mix with those students, talking to them, encouraging them on. She was always like that. She's been like that ever since I known her. And since I retired, I've been to several meetings, and she was always there. Community meeting, she'll be there. If the meeting was at some center, she'll be there, whether it was pertaining to kids or not, as long as it was pertaining to the community. Sandra Bailey was there. She has been a good school board member, and we would like to see her to continue that.
I'm your advocate, and when you call, I will answer.